welcome back to Containing Luxury. On this episode, it's going to be super loud. And there's a fly in the room. Let's get started. Alright, so we're putting vinyl tile, aka vinyl flooring, that is tongue and groove that you typically use in commercial buildings, or a lot of time we use in rental units. It's just this plank right here, which looks like one piece currently. So you can see it's pretty thin, but there's also nothing on this plank that cannot get wet. Wait, nothing that cannot get wet. There's nothing on this plank. Yeah, that's actually right. There's nothing on this plank that can't get wet. So it's 100% waterproof. So we're actually able to use this in the showers. Now, why would I use this? For a couple of different reasons. It's gonna be insanely fast, very inexpensive, and if I need to pick this container up and move it, I don't have to worry about vibrations and this hitting a bump going down the road and tile popping off the walls or the grout lines cracking. So this plank is gonna run all the way from wall to wall, and it's gonna sit inside this little channel. And we used a plank that we made sure was over 4 foot long, because this shower pan that we have protected under here is 48 inches wide. So 48 inches is the minimum requirement I want to have, so I don't have to have a seam on this back wall, which this piece has been cut, but the other pieces are long enough that they'll cover the whole back wall. We're going to be gluing it to the wall. Again, if you've watched a bunch of our videos, if you haven't, make sure to subscribe. This is the glue we've been using virtually for everything. This stuff is insanely strong. There's actually a video out there where they picked up a shipping container using this glue. What we're gonna do, rather than just taking this tube and doing our typical little squiggly lines going down it, which would be fine, we found that they have these applicator nozzles. They sell these not at Lowe's, only at Home Depot. I tried to find them at Lowe's and I couldn't find them. So you can find these online if you don't have a local Home Depot. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon or something, but obviously this has been sitting in here for a while because it's completely glued to the thing. But it has a bunch of little holes, so it's meant for vinyl base. So you'll find this in the flooring section, and the vinyl baseboards that you put in commercial buildings mostly, or offices, it just applies the glue into a bunch of little streams. So I'm going to take that thing and run it down the back and make a bunch of lines. Now, if you didn't want to use this glue, you could put this in just like tile, like typically you'll see on a tile backsplash. You can use mastic, which is a form of glue pretty much, and you'll trawl it onto the whole wall, and then you can take each piece and lock it in and stick it in. It's a lot messier of a way, and this is nice and clean, so I like to do it this way. I can apply the glue, I can test fit the piece completely dry and make sure it fits properly, and then I'll apply the glue and stick it in. So that's just the way I like to do it. The explanation on what we're gonna be doing, tools, if you're doing it our way, is going to be a big caulking gun. You'll find those in the paint department. The crazy insane glue, you'll find that in the paint department usually as well, by all the caulkings and adhesives. The applicator nozzle that you'll find in the flooring department. A square, yeah I know it's triangle, but it's a framing square. You're gonna want that, and a good knifey, aka knife. And you're gonna want to have a couple of different blades. A lot of time these knives, they lift up, and I keep a couple of extra blades inside there, because once it gets dull, it makes it kind of a pain. But with this material, it's amazing. All you literally need to do is, to get a nice square cut, is hold that on there. Now, I'm just showing you for the sake of showing, don't cut against your leg, but typically you just run this down that square and then literally snap it off. So you don't even have to have any power tools, whereas if you were doing tile, you might need a wet saw or an angle grinder or something like that. Another reason I love using this type of material, being it's 100% waterproof, and I can do the entire thing with a caulk gun, a knife, a square, and that's virtually it. So with that being said, let's get started. Getting started. Okay, so this pink stuff on the walls right here is called RedGuard, and you can put this directly over the drywall. And what it is a waterproofing. And that's gonna protect all the drywall that you have inside your shower. A lot of times you'll see Durarock, which is a concrete or cement board, and we'll tape the seams just kind of like drywall, but with the thin set, and then use fiber tape on the seams, and then you don't really have to use the Red Guard, but a lot of time in residential builds, we actually Red Guard over that as well. So this stuff is such good waterproofing that in Florida here, we can use this as a shower pan. So you can build a lot of different materials and put Red Guard over the whole thing as long as it's sealed real well. You tape all your corners, and you put the Red Guard in, that's a waterproof membrane essentially. But it's really just a paint, you roll it on. You definitely don't want to get it on anything because it does not come off very easily. But we went ahead and just put drywall in. So when we hung all of our drywall, we just put drywall in here. This is green board. You can also use purple board. That's just a mold resistant drywall just in case any water gets behind here. And then it was all primed and then Red Guarded, and then we're putting our vinyl in, and this is all locked in place. We'll silicone all these corners as we put them together, and then we'll seal them again with silicone. And the shower pan down here actually has a little lip on it, and the drywall went behind the lip, then the Red Guard sealed it, and then these panels go over that lip as well, and then that's gonna be silicone. So it's all really waterproof. But for anyone that was wondering, that's why these walls are all pink. It's waterproofing. All right, back to installing. Okay, the shower is officially almost done. I'm missing one more of these aluminum caps on, whoa, right there. Those aluminum caps on this side. Can't find anything these days. It's driving me insane. So I need to find one more. The Home Depot I went to only had one, so I need to redo that. But as you can see, it turned out pretty cool looking. These water lines are stubbed out because we're gonna put a shower panel in. You can look on Amazon. They're like 300 bucks, but they're cool because you have a rain shower head, you have a body jets and a handheld as well, all in one. And if you ever have an issue, you literally hang it like a picture frame on the wall, and you can just pull it off, disconnect the water lines from those shutoffs, and replace it. You never have to worry about opening the wall, which most of the time you kind of don't have to, but every once in a while a valve does go bad and you can't just replace the cartridge. But in this case, it's super easy. Any issue, you literally just pick it off the wall, unscrew the water lines, turn off the water first. Yeah, always turn the water off first. But then you just replace it. So you just order a new one. So I actually have to do that at my house right now. But it looks pretty cool, right? Let me go to the wide angle. So it looks pretty cool, right? I still got to silicone the edges and stuff, but for the most part, it looks like wood on the walls. And then you silicone the shower base down to the floor, and we still got to install the toilet, but this is the quick tour. We got that floor to ceiling glass now, which is really cool. And the mini split up here, and then you actually can have a washer and dryer right here, and then a cabinet up above it with a coffee maker. So that's it. All right, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. If not, hey, subscribe and like anyway. Why not, you know? So that's the container back there. It's gonna be done soon. We're also going to be selling these units. They're our 20-foot bunkhouse model. I know we've been saying that for a long time, and we took some time away, but we're officially back in action, building stuff, and we've got a lot of cool updates. So stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Containing Luxury, out!